Good evening, sir. Today's story is on elves and shoemaker. So let's start. So, once upon a time, there lived a shoemaker and his wife. The shoemaker used to earn his daily bread by making new shoes and selling them in the market. In spite of all his hard work, he couldn't manage to earn enough money through his business. They were struggling to keep a roof over their heads. At last, the day came when the shoemaker had no money left to buy leather for stitching shoes. All he was left with one last piece of leather in his entire shop. This might be the last chance to work on the shoe, the shoemaker says. I will sew the best shoe with this leather, he says. He sat down as he did every day for many years, and he carefully cut the leather. By the time it was sunset, he had finished his shoes and began to sew the shoes. It was night time. He set the shoes down on the table. He will stop for today, he said. Tomorrow I'll complete the pair of shoes completely. He closed the workshop door and left for home. The next day he got ready early in the morning. See you, dear, he said, and today is the last day in workshop, he says to his wife, and it's all going to be over soon. Don't worry, darling, we will come out of it soon, the wife says. Don't ever lose hope. The shoemaker knew that her encouragement was of no use. He smiled at her and left for work. When he opened the workshop, he found something unbelievable. There was a pair of nicely colored shoes with delicate embroidery, sitting in the spot where he had left his work. Ah, he was surprised. How is this possible? Anyway, I must not waste any time. I should sell this masterpiece in the market. He rushed to the market and sold the shoes. With the money he earned, he bought more leather. For the rest of the day, he sat in the shop, cutting the new leather to make more shoes. As day ended, he left for home, leaving the unfinished shoes behind. At dinner time, he told his wife about the incident. I told you, don't lose hope. You are a hardworking man, the wife says. Sooner or later, we get what we deserve. The next morning, when the shopkeeper shoemaker he was astonished. He found several pairs of shoes kept on the table where he had left pieces of leather. This is a miracle. Throughout these years, I was struggling to earn through my hard work, but I didn't manage to do so. I think someone is trying to help me. Again, he rushed to market and bought more leather, carefully cut out leather for several pairs of shoes and left in the morning. Once again, he found new shoes awaiting him. There were sandals, boots, ballet shoes, clogs, brogues, and moccasins with different colors. Oh, what stunning shoes they are, he says. Some stranger is helping me with pure intentions. If this keeps much, I will never run out of money. We will live happily, he says. The shoemaker began to leave pieces of leather ready for the stranger who was helping him. This went on for weeks. Every morning, the shoemaker found more shoes waiting for him. Soon he became known as the most beautiful shoes in his village. They built a splendid mansion to live. See how our life has changed. It's just a matter of time. Yes, my dear. You have always encouraged me, and here we are. Yes. We should not forget the stranger who is helping us. We must find out who that is, the wife says, so we can do something to thank him. But they leave, please, before morning. How will we meet them? Shoemaker, tomorrow we can hide in the workshop to see them. Wife says, that will work, husband says. I want to thank them for their help. The next day, as usual, the shoemaker cut the leather in the daytime. In the evening, his wife came to the workshop as planned. Let's hide somewhere, she says. Then We can hide behind that closet, husband says. So they hid in that little closet behind the work table and waited. At midnight, the shoemaker and his wife heard voices humming a pretty little tune. They peered and were amazed to see two cute little elves wearing torn old clothes climbing through the window. They jumped inside. The elves were humming and dancing, leaping into the air, the happiest fellows and shoemaker had ever seen. After they had all this, they began to make shoes. And they cut, sewed, colored, and decorated the shoes one by one. The shoemaker and his wife were watching them cheerfully. The shoemaker was astonished at their shoemaking skills. Finally, there was another set of shoes ready to wear. The elves jumped out of the window and disappeared like this. They were elves, the wife said. Every day they come to help us. We must find a way to thank them. Yes, sure, but what can we do for them? The husband says. They were wearing very old and torn clothes. We can give them some clothes. That is a brilliant idea, husband says. I'll sew new shoes for them. I'll sew new, nice warm clothes for them, wife says, and husband says. The couple worked to make them very interestingly. The shoemaker sewed two tiny pairs of beautiful boots lined with fur. The shoemaker's wife stitched the clothes for it with matching shirts and warm woolen trousers. These shoes and clothes will look adorable on those elves. I am really excited to see them wearing these clothes. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. We will decorate our shop for Christmas and keep these gifts off by work table. The couple decorated the shop for Christmas and kept the gifts near the work table. At midnight, sure enough, they heard the elves' voices. The elves made a dramatic entry like before. They were happy and dancing, but when they saw the table, they were surprised. Where is today's work? Look, brother, how beautiful these clothes and boots are. They are colorful too, the brother says. The shoemaker must have given this to us for gratitude, the small brother says. He must be happy with our work. Oh, let's try this, they say, and they put on the clothes onto them. And boots even. They were a perfect fit. You look handsome, and you look handsome too. These are amazing clothes and these are lovely shoes. Both say each other, I feel like dancing, and they start dancing. Once again, they danced happy as always. And the shoemaker and his wife were very happy to know that elves liked their new clothes. After a while, the elves leaped out of the window and vanished to the moonlight. The shoemaker and his wife came out of the hiding place. Oh dear, I am really glad that they liked the gifts. Oh yes, it's time for a celebration, the husband says. Let's go home. It was Christmas morning. The shoemaker cut his ladder and left it out on the table for the elves. But when he returned to the workshop the next day, he found no shoes. He went home to tell his wife. Our elves have not returned. There were no shoes. That's okay. They have helped us enough. You shall work again, just as you always have. Yes, the husband says, I'll work on my own now. Throughout these days, I have learned what people want and what they like. I will make the best shoes. Once again, he set to work just like he had done for all those years before the elves came, and just as elves used to make. The shoes he made were as beautiful as ever. This was today's story. So, if you lose hope, everything will lose from your hands. So, if you have hope in yourselves, you will get whatever you want. So, this is the moral of today's story. Thank you.